What is this? Cold take. The current state of online multiplayer games is embarrassing. This is interesting. Let's watch
A
this.
games critic who doesn't like multiplayer games. Way to stand out, you pretentious.
Wait, hold up. I gotta wait. Give me a second. A second here. They're just shouting. That's good. That's good. Everything's fine. Where was I?
Prick. Fix your posture, you shrimp-backed mouth breather. I used to only play multiplayer games.
Yeah. I was. I still do. But I just kind of suck right now.
Let's have a truce until the end of the video. I'm not ashamed
Aw,
to
the
say
good
Call of
old
Duty Black
days.
Ops was the reason I got an Xbox 360.
The good days,
Three of
man.
them, actually. A freak lightning storm took out the first one, and the second one succumbed to the Red Rings of Death. Halo Reach, Battlefield 3, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 2 kept me hooked until I swapped to PC gaming in 2013. That's where my traceable paper trail begins. 6,000 hours in Smite, 600 hours in PUBG, 300 in Ark, 250 in Dead by Daylight, who knows how many in Minecraft. So I'm coming at it from a place of sincerity, experience, and passion when I say something is wrong with multiplayer games today. Too many are overtly predatory, using every trick in the book to keep people playing, and for what? Aside from a select few, it feels like
They're just not fun anymore. Like they're just kind of boring. Like most of them are kind of boring. I like there's still some fun ones, every now and then, but like I don't know. It used to be like a lot more fun.
there is no content in live service games, and no real development plan outside of implementing whatever the loud crowd and
On a full
serious men in
screen.
suits want. All in an effort to keep people churning through because people are the real content in video games. My multiplayer disenfranchisement began with Paragon, the first game I personally witnessed.
But like these days, it's like kind of just it's like all focused around making the most money out of the game as like possible and shit. And it's like it's becoming less and less about the fucking experience you get from the game. Okay, we have like and the only games where you still like feel like you get a good experience is like when you got like a single player game that you don't. It's just not the multiplayer games anymore, you know. And that's kind of sad.
Be
I
tainted
think.
by the multiplayer miasma that comes mandatory in
But
today's
let's see
games.
what he
It
has
was a
to say.
third-person MOBA created by Epic Games in 2015. I say was because it's dead now, murdered by its own monetization system. It was technically free to play, but you had to buy card packs with real money or currency you grind out for a chance to get a piece of an item. If you've never played a MOBA, that's like being forced to pay for bullets in an online shooter. Something tells me Epic Games saw Blizzard's success with Hearthstone at the time and figured card packs were the way of the future into an early grave. I desperately tried to tell the developers that this was a horrible idea during the alpha, but other testers rebutted me, saying opening card packs is exciting. Opening card packs is exciting.
No, everybody
Getting
hates
legendary
the
loot
fucking.
is exciting. Finding
Everybody hates the fucking gambling aspects of fucking online multiplayer games. Like, I like okay, not everybody, but I hate them. I hate them. I genuinely hate them because I don't know. I just don't want to spend. I just want to play the game. I don't want to like fucking grind for some stupid ass item to like get a chance of gambling to get a better item. Like it's just I don't know, man. Not I don't I like I've never been a big fan of like loot box and shit. Like yeah. Like when you get them pretty easy and you don't have to farm 5,000 different things, then it's like okay. But I mean, even then, it's like not my favorite thing.
one more fry at the
I'm just, I don't know. I'm just a big fan of like just obtaining items from like doing stuff. Finding them and shit, and not like, yeah, here's a lucky guess. And if you get lucky, you have like a 0.1% chance to get this legendary sword or some shit. And
bottom of the burger bag is exciting, but it
and
doesn't
this,
make sense outside of games like Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone. I'm not inherently against a company making money or a person spending their money on claw machine waifus.
But then there's also the point. I play Hearthstone, so yeah. I kind of yeah. It's like okay.
That's your prerogative. It's when a monetization system is duct taped to the face of a game that I lose faith in the ability of developers to wrestle the steering wheel away from the data analysts or the accountants that run game studios these days. Online multiplayer games used to ask me if I cared to spend a few bucks while I played. Now they ask me if I care to play a few games while I spend money. In the end, a good game with bad monetization is just a bad game. Then 2016 came along, and that's when I felt games were really jumping the gun to ask for my mom's credit card. A fully integrated day one esports scene for Overwatch seemed opportunistically premature. Like the fox was trying to get into the chicken coop before the chickens had even hatched, and it was selling other foxes reservation in the henhouse. It's as if Blizzard was trying to buy legitimacy for their game so they could catch up to League of Legends without any of the grassroots efforts that created the scene. It happened to Heroes of the Storm, and I won't be surprised.
I remember this Overwatch video, and it like kind of. I remember this when this came out. This video, and it's just kind of like, yeah, I want to be that. I want to be a fucking pro gamer. Like I had that fucking phase where I like, yeah, was grinding some fucking Fortnite or some shit, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be like the next fucking esports pro or some shit. That this was one of the videos that just kept me in the loop to try to be like fucking esports and shit.
But happens to Overwatch 2 too. I wouldn't say Blizzard was solely responsible for games putting the cart before the horse, but I'd wager they made it more fashionable. Fortnite may have popularized battle passes, but the game went through a rough birth before they got kids hooked to V-Bucks. Online multiplayer games have always had shaky releases, but now they release with concrete ways to spend money and time, the two biggest boxes on the corporate checklist. Mobile gamers know what I'm talking about. Even if you play a game without spending a dime, you're flooded with notifications about the newest battle passes, chests, card packs, daily rewards, seasonal events. There's so many things.
Mobile games are most mobile games are so bad when it comes to monetization. It's like unbearable. Like you can barely even play the game.
You can do. I'm not here because I have too much free time. I wanted to play a fun game designed by creative people. If I suddenly found myself immortal, maybe I'd consider partaking, but until then, life's too short. I want something fun to do, not just something to do. Put a few more drinks in me and I would blame Path of Exile for all of this. Chris Wilson gave a talk at a game developers conference in 2019 where he described the process to making a game last forever. Frankly, it's brilliant and easily backed up as Path of Exile continues to break its all-time user peaks even today. I recommend watching to hear how a passionate but struggling studio in New Zealand formulated a plan that maximized the appeal of their work, which maximized their longevity and money as a byproduct. Battle passes are effective. Seasonal content changes are exciting. Randomized loot drops and procedural map generation can be beneficial for games. Targeting the whales and content creators is a viable strategy if it all supplements the amazing core of one of the best free-to-play ARPGs that's ever hit the market. Without a solid core, it doesn't work for any game. This system especially does not work for online multiplayer PvP games. But since then, I've seen multiplayer games mimic Path of Exile's development plan. There's the season patches, there's the battle passes, there's the new event every 13 weeks. That's where I can spend all my time and money.
There's the fucking daily, there's the dailies, there's the weeklies, there's the monthlies, like the monthly challenges and shit, the fucking gacha games. Yeah. But it's like it's super like I don't want to spend I don't want to spend 3 hours for some random ass mobile game. I just want to like I don't want to I don't want every mobile game to be like, yeah, spend the next 5 hours doing some achievement shit so you can get some currency to get more of this and farm this and like it's okay for some PC games, you know? Cause yeah, that's basically PC gaming. But um it's like I don't want to have that on mobile, man. I don't want to I don't want to sit I don't want to have I don't want to. I'm just not ready for sitting 3 hours, like spending the next 3 hours AFK grinding some shit.
But where is the game? Well, the game is PvP. You could play casuals, you could play ranked, you could bring your friends with you. So the players are the content then. Every time someone stands up for lackluster multiplayer drivel by saying it's fun with friends, a red-suited investor's horns grow bigger. I'm always curious about the excuses people come up with to defend the inexcusable, and it's generally been the same. It's more fun with friends. Why don't you see that as a virtue of your friends and not of the game? There's a newer excuse that comes up recently, and that's maybe one day the game will have more content. And that sums up what online multiplayer gaming has become in the last decade. A way to dangle carrots forever. If you don't like the carrot
Yes,
once it
maybe
finally
one
drops,
day.
it's okay because we'll dangle another carrot for you.
Oh no,
There will
Bethesda.
always be
Yeah.
more.
Is this fucking the really bad vampire game? How's it called? Is this oh, I forgot the name. That dropped this year. This is a really bad one. Like with the fucking with the fucking toothpick graphics and shit. I forgot it. I forgot it. Redfall. Redfall, yeah. Oh, that's
More
bad.
promises for content. And if you don't like the current content, then tell us what
Is
kind
this
of
fucking
content you want and
Redfall?
we'll do our best to bring it to you. In the meantime, go back to playing the game. Repeat.
Like like I don't know if this is Redfall or not. I have nobody in my chat to actually tell me, but like yeah, it's just bro, that was a disaster of a game.
Repeat. Repeat. Live service games eventually reach a point where the heartless design pushes creatives away and leaves only the developers.
And I seriously thought when I first time saw the trailer, I thought this could be a good game actually. I actually had some hope, and then it dropped, and I watched some videos. And I thought, yeah, I'm never gonna touch this.
Who are willing to design by CEO, community feedback, data analysts, and quarterly projections. The fan base that's left will be primarily made up of people who are willing to actively partake in the carrot dangling and shout over each other so the next one caters more to their needs. I have to give it to Fortnite. It's created a hub within its own game for people to socialize, play other kinds of games, be competitive, or create things with people. While gamers are the content within their game, Epic Games have taken the time to make something worthwhile that they can then monetize. It's a better look than Paragon, that's for sure. But I doubt the rest of the industry will take the moral of the story to be make better games first and monetize after. Instead, online multiplayer gaming gets to where it is now. Even the PvE games are going the way of color-coded loot, opening packs, battle passes, and seasonal updates. Redfall was inevitable. What's
Bro,
also
every game today has a fucking battle pass. Every free to play has a battle pass. Like almost every game that drops has a fucking battle pass. Like okay, like that's kind of getting boring.
inevitable
It's nothing new. Like yeah, just
is the game industry's habit of chasing after successful trends and adapting it to the benefit or detriment of their games. They've been knocking on the always online door since the Xbox One's release, but never had a suitable excuse until now. Stay online so that we may better service you with a constant flow of things for you to do and stuff for you to buy, while the game maintains an amorphous quality about itself. Too vague to be considered good, but constantly changing so you can never completely write it off as a lost cause. As I am making this video, Sony has revealed 3 new online multiplayer games: Haven's Fair Game $, Firewalk's Concord, and Bungie's Marathon. And The Last of Us multiplayer game has been delayed. It didn't even have a release date to begin with. They're just getting us ready, aren't they? That's why online multiplayer gaming has lost its appeal for me. And this trend of making hollow, open-ended charades will continue because firmly defining your parameters as a developer risks losing the wider audience. You need that wider audience to feel like their opinion sways the content development cycle so they can continue playing in perpetuity as they wait for the next patch to arrive with the content.
Oh, what the fuck is this game? To what like? Oh, I'm sorry for like interrupting, but what the fuck is this game? Like, what am I watching? What is this? Like this shot right here. What is that game?
That will satisfy them. But it will never come because there is no content. The people are the content. Soylent Green is people.
Okay. That was the current state of online multiplayer games. This is embarrassing. by Cold Take. That was pretty interesting. Let's just take a quick look at the